Alright, so, hey people. Today, I know I was supposed to do this on Wednesday. I should have did it earlier in the day, and something happened, and I had to do stuff, and then yesterday was Christmas, and I had like a headache. I was thinking about doing this video yesterday, but I had like a headache, so I'm just gonna do it now. So, here we are. So, today's video is gonna be about the it's my version of the Slammies, the WWE Awards for 2014. 2014 was an year for WWE. I thought definitely the best time of the year was the spring. I thought from March to April was like the best 2 months. I mean, we had WrestleMania 30. I mean, somewhat the summer was okay. I mean, you had big events and stuff like that, but definitely by fall things kind of dwindled. I mean, we had still had some pay-per-views overall, I gotta say, were pretty decent. There's only a few that were but we've had, for the most part, pretty decent shows for the most part. So, here we go. We're going to start with the worst. This is the worst category. I'm going to do this category first. Worst match of the year. I'm going to give this one to El Torito versus the Alligator. Fucking Hornswoggle, oh my god. Why? Why, WWE? You wasted airtime. This is a habit of WWE, wasting precious airtime for this. Thank God I skipped it. I didn't watch it at all. I ignored it because this is just stupid. I hope next year, WWE, can we stop with... I'm going to be honest with you. Hornswoggle needs to go. You've been abusing him. That's my cat in the background. You've been abusing Hornswoggle way too much. I'm so sick of him on TV, to be honest with you. He's not funny anymore. It's just tired now. And then El Torito, they need to get rid of him too. But anyway, it's not 1995. We're in an era, we need better things. Because this makes people not want to watch. Just saying. Alright. Worst segment of the year. I'm going to give it, this is a toss-up, but I'm going to give it, I was going to give it to the Bella Twin segment where you need to die in the womb. That was terrible. That's a that's a runner-up. That segment was just god-awful. But the segment, this one takes the cake. It was that segment where Kane was chasing Daniel Bryan and Brie in the car. Oh my god, that segment was shit. That literally, it just felt like I was watching a B-rated horror movie. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was watching a B-rated horror movie. It was shit. I mean, that whole feud was shit. You had Brie with her terrible acting, with the terrible screaming. You made Daniel Bryan look like a wuss. And Kane, oh my god, what the fuck. So, definitely worst segment of the year. For me, at least. Worst superstar of the year? Sheamus. Sheamus, I don't get why they're still trying to use him. He needs to just turn heel, to be honest with you. He doesn't get a reaction. Like, if you really notice when he comes out, do you really see people cheering him? No, not really. He doesn't get a reaction. I mean, he doesn't get... it's not like he gets boos. Not like he gets boos. So, as I was saying. Yeah, he doesn't get boos. He doesn't get a reaction. He's still the same Irish fella. Like, God, Sheamus, turn heel at this. Turn him heel at this point. You know, even though he really hasn't been here a whole lot, I still think whenever he was here, it was like a waste of time. God, it's just, you gave him the United States Championship. Next, worst diva of the year. It is two people. Eva Marie and Cameron. I think they're both god-awful in the ring. Cameron was the last one and tough enough, and Eva Marie goes without saying. She can't wrestle. She can't talk. I mean, Eva Marie, yeah, she hasn't really been on TV, but God, when she is. She botches walking. Okay. Now on to Cameron. I remember she had a match a few months ago. I think it was with Naomi. And during that match, Naomi was on her stomach, right? And Cameron tried to pin her, like with the um, the split pin. I think is what she was doing. And Naomi was on her belly. I'm like, you botched pinning. That is the most basic thing in wrestling. Everyone knows the person's shoulders should be on the mat. I don't care. It's like, it was that one mistake. I'm sorry. That's just, and it's not just that. Her gimmick is just a stereotypical black girl. Girl, bye. Like, ugh. God, it's nauseating. I'm not watching, um, what's the show? I'm trying to think. I'm not watching World Star Hip Hop. I'm watching WWE. I expect better gimmicks, not some stereotypical black girl gimmick. Just that, her voice is annoying, and she botched pinning. I don't get. Just say, worst two divas of the year. This is the only part where it's gonna be two people. Worst pay-per-view of the year. I'm gonna give it to Money in the Bank because from what I remember, there's really only one good match. It was the briefcase match. Besides that, I'm not saying the main event was bad. It was okay, but Cena won. You had Adam Rose versus, I think it was Damian Sandow. He was dressed as someone from the 1700s. Ugh. God. It's just God. Worst champion of the year. Pretty much Sheamus. I did not like. He had his title run just was terrible. He didn't. There were months in time where he wouldn't even defend the belt. Why'd you give it to Sheamus? He didn't need it. He's a former WWE and World Heavyweight Champion. A guy of that caliber does not need the United States Championship, in my humble opinion. But there you go. That's the worst category. Now on to the best category. We're gonna start off with Diva of the Year. I was gonna give it to AJ. AJ's a runner-up because she was Divas champion for like a majority of the year. She started out the year as Divas champion. She retained it at Mania, then lost it, and then won it back. For a majority, and then she won it back again. I was gonna give it to AJ, but for me, I'm gonna give it to Paige. I think Paige, the night she debuted, you actually had a Diva segment where the crowd was actually cheering for Paige. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, Paige, I'm giving it to her because, when she came out, that crowd popped. When was the last time you really had a segment where the crowd actually popped for a diva? I don't really like calling Paige a diva. I hate that term for her, but, then when she won, it seemed like the matches for the divas, skyrocketed. I think, she had great matches like Alicia Fox. She brought out the best in the divas. That's why I'm giving it to her. AJ's a runner-up, but definitely Diva of the Year goes to Paige. Best Tag Team of the Year, I'm just gonna say by default Usos. I don't really like the Usos, but by default, because there's really no other tag teams right now. To be honest with you, I could have given it to Rhodes and Stardust and Goldust, but they're not doing anything. They're just jobbers now. So, Diva Match of the Year. This is the best Divas match. I'm gonna give it to Stephanie and Brie at SummerSlam, I think. They had a main event segment on Raw. When was really the last time you saw a Diva segment end Monday Night Raw? It's been literally almost a decade at that point. So I'm gonna give it to her. Give it to them because, plus the match was really good. You had some overbooking. You had Triple H come out there. You had Nikki come. Even though I predicted Nikki was going to turn on Brie, but I'm going to give it to them. So I'm going to give it to them for Match of the Year. Oh, one more category. This is for the worst. Least improved superstar, I'm gonna give it to Sheamus. I'm gonna give it to Sheamus again because really Sheamus is not improved. Really, he's still the same character. So just throwing that in there. Best pay-per-view of the year, WrestleMania 30. I think without question. SummerSlam would be a runner-up, but I think WrestleMania by far is the best pay-per-view this year. You had the end of the streak. You had Daniel Bryan moment. You had great matches with the triple threat match, Triple H and Daniel Bryan. The streak match, yeah. But I thought John Cena and Bray Wyatt, very good, really good match. But I gotta say, definitely, pay-per-view of the year. I mean, everything happened. You had the great opening with Austin, Rock, and Hogan. I mean, the top 3 stars in wrestling. I mean, great opening. I mean, the thing was, Rock, we didn't even know he was going to be there, so I'm going to give it to that. Best return. I'm going to give it to Warrior because he ended up going in the Hall of Fame. I mean, because I remember for a while, everyone thought Warrior wasn't going to go in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to give it to him. I mean, he's a legend. Rest in peace, Warrior. Sucks what happened. I mean, but he went out strong. I mean, he went out, then he went to the Hall of Fame. Hold on. So, yeah. So, best return. Shocking moment of the year, of course, the streak. I think that goes without question. The streak's the most shocking moment of the year. Because no one thought it was going to happen. I remember I was shocked. Because I remember someone leaked it. And I know it was kind of spoiled for me. But I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I thought people were just trolling. I was like, okay, it's obviously trolling. And then, yeah, my God, dude, you should have saw my face. You saw everyone's face at the event. I mean, no one thought that the streak was going to end. Everyone thought he was going to lose. Lesnar was going to lose. And I said this too. Lesnar is the most realistic choice to end it. I really agree with that. I think Lesnar is the best choice because you need someone with an established. I know it's kind of going on a tangent right here. Someone with like credibility and that they need to be established, in my opinion. Some people like to say the streak should have been ended by a new guy. I don't really agree with that. I think it made sense someone who's already established ending it. So, yeah, the streak. The next award, it's not really an award. Best feud of the year. Definitely Ambrose and Rollins, without question. I mean, God, these guys. I mean, I loved them in the Shield in that moment when Seth Rollins turned on the Shield. I mean, my God. When he turned on the Shield and broke them up, and then for months and months, Ambrose and Rollins going after each other. That match at SummerSlam, from what it was, a lumberjack match, which I never liked lumberjack. I don't know, I remember when I first heard they were having a lumberjack match, I was like, really? You couldn't have them have, like, something better? My God, what they turned it into was awesome. I mean, these guys went back and forth. Then their match on Raw, I think it was a no disqualification match. My God, they're, like, that powerbomb on the chairs. Then Ambrose's return, and then Rollins curb stomping Ambrose through cinder blocks. Then Ambrose's return at Night of Champions and their Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, at that point, yeah, you had Cena get involved. Thank God Cena didn't win, and we had Ambrose and Rollins Hell in a Cell match. My God, dude, these guys, I think, fit. I really hope they feud again. I really hope they do feud again at some point, because I love this. I'm happy they're kind of taking a break from it, but I think a runner-up, but no, this definitely is feud of the year. Best champion, I'm going to give it to Rusev. Even though he won it very late, I think by far Rusev, I mean, what he turned the U.S. Championship to. I mean, this is the United States Championship, which in my opinion, before Rusev won, I'm like, I did not give a flying fuck about it. And I think Rusev taking it from Sheamus, now it's getting defended more. I mean, I'm not gonna say it seems a lot more important that Rusev has. I would like him to change the title to like the Russian Championship or something, but you know, Rusev doing what he's working with, I mean, this shows how much of a champion he is, and I think you have someone dominant holding that belt who's defending it weekly, not weekly, but at least most pay-per-views, maybe except Survivor Series. But yeah, um, headliner of the year, definitely CM Punk leaving. I think I was shocked. I mean, I was shocked. I remember everyone was talking about CM Punk leaving the company and all that shit. And I gotta say, just I hope CM Punk does good in UFC. I hope he does good, and that's really all I'm gonna say about that. I really don't want to go on a tangent about it. Um, best company, WWE. I mean, yeah, they really haven't done great, but TNA, do I need to talk? I mean, they got kicked off of Spike TV, and they're going to like another channel that no one knows about. So, yeah. Breakout Star of the Year. I was gonna give this one to Ambrose. Originally, I was gonna give it to Ambrose. WWE did, but I'm gonna give it to Seth Rollins because I think Seth Rollins. I mean, I remember when I saw he first broke up with the Shield. I remember I was kind of sketchy because I'm like, Seth Rollins. I'm like, can he play a heel? And dude, he's playing his heel role to a fucking T. I mean, this guy is despised. Behind Lesnar, he's the second biggest heel in the company. Some people say he's the biggest, the top heel. Now I still say it's Lesnar. I think, and I mean, Seth Rollins, man, he's playing this heel role character very well. I mean, when he took out Ambrose, rubbing it in people's faces, winning Money in the Bank. I mean, you have J&J Security, which I get. They're trying to make him look more heelish. I mean, I'll talk about that more on Wrestle Talk. But yeah, I think Seth Rollins is playing this heel role very well. So, he's my breakout star of the year. Heel of the year, I'm going to give it to Paul Heyman. Because, dude, for weeks, especially after ending the streak, after Lesnar ending the streak, Heyman was rubbing it in our faces every week. He'd be like, my client, Brock Lesnar, defeated the streak. I mean, what can I say? Heyman's a great heel. I was going to give it to Seth Rollins, but, you know, I think Paul Heyman did something more important. I mean, he ended the streak. I think that's the biggest headline of the year. Shocking moment. And for weeks he was rubbing it in our faces. Face of the year, I'm going to give it to Dean Ambrose. I think, dude, the crowd pops when he comes out. I mean, when he came back, that crowd popped at Night of Champions. I mean, dude, Dean Ambrose is almost, everyone likes to compare him to, like, Mick Foley, Stone Cold, and Brian Pillman. I mean, I think people want to get behind. He's the biggest seller of shirts right now. His shirts are, like, outselling everybody, so if that's not Face of the Year, don't know what is. Best segment of the year. I'm going to have two runner-ups real quick. Runner-up number one was that segment between Lesnar, Heyman, Batista, and Orton. It was just, for me, it's just because it was awesome just seeing those three in the ring together. I'm really disappointed that didn't go anywhere. If that was the main event of WrestleMania 30, which I think would have been a way better main event, in my opinion. Lesnar, Batista, Orton. These guys were like, Lesnar definitely was like the top. These were three guys who came in about the same time, like 2002. Lesnar became an instant success. I know Batista and Orton were there, but I mean, these three guys in the same ring together. I mean, and then runner-up number two was the segment between, it was the night after WrestleMania 30 when Paul Heyman was talking about the streak ending. I mean, he was rubbing it in people's faces. I mean, I like that. But for me, this segment is segment of the year. It's another Paul Heyman segment. that segment where he came out with CM Punk's music in Chicago. I think, my God, dude, I remember how he trolled the crowd. That was like, he trolled the crowd. That crowd thought it was CM Punk. Personally, I knew. I'm not going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I kind of knew they were trolling us. I didn't think it was really going to be Punk. But, my God, when he came out with Punk's music, people got so pissed when Heyman came out. And then when he sat Indian style like CM Punk, he was talking about the story of CM Punk. Because at this point, this was like 2 months after, going on 2 months after he left. This was that March 3rd edition of Raw when it was in Chicago. They had to address the CM Punk situation, and I think this was the best way. And then it went full circle when Paul Heyman blamed The Undertaker for CM Punk leaving. Because let's be honest, I have to agree with Paul Heyman. After that loss to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 29, CM Punk did kind of go down. I mean, he really started losing matches. I mean, yeah, he was still in some high-profile matches, like his match with Jericho at Payback, and then his match with Lesnar at SummerSlam last year. But then after that, really, CM Punk didn't do much. So, and then, I mean, I loved how Heyman just went full circle with it, and then he brought out Lesnar destroying Mark Henry, them addressing it. I mean, it was an awesome segment, I think. Definitely segment of the year. Now, for the final best, and that's Superstar of the Year. I'm going to name runner-ups before I name who really is Superstar of the Year. Seth Rollins, just because, I mean, the dude, they were in matches against the Wyatts. I mean, yeah, Evolution. Same thing with Dean Ambrose. He's my other runner-up. I think these guys, like in the Shield and their matches against each other. Oh, wait. Hold on. Before I name Superstar of the Year, Match of the Year. Hold on. Ambrose versus Rollins, Hell in a Cell. I think simply, I mean, the feud, the build-up, I think everything about it, and then the match at Hell in a Cell, they climbed on top of the cell. I mean, these guys beat the holy fuck out of each other. I mean, then you have Bray Wyatt get involved. There was a lot of great choices to pick from, but to me, Ambrose versus Rollins is Match of the Year. I think it's just because I love both of these guys, and, I mean, everything what it led up to. You have them start on top of the cell, which hasn't happened since the Taker McFoley Mankind match in '98. I mean, everything about it. And then you had Bray Wyatt, which planted the seed for Wyatt versus Ambrose. So definitely Match of the Year. Now, I'm going to do Superstar of the Year. Like I said, Ambrose and Rollins are runner-up, but to me, this man, even though he is a part-timer, I think he deserves Superstar of the Year. Brock Lesnar. I know you guys are going to be like, why Brock Lesnar? I am sorry. He broke the streak. I mean, dude, he's had one of the most successful years, I don't think, in a while. I mean, he dominated Big Show at the Royal Rumble. He broke the streak at WrestleMania 30. He massacred John Cena at SummerSlam to become champion. I mean, what hasn't Brock... This is Brock Lesnar's year. I know you guys are going to say, he's a part-timer. But, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sick of that. Oh, he's a part-timer. Dude, he's the fucking beast. I think this is probably Brock Lesnar's best run. I mean, what else can I say, dude? I think for breaking the streak alone, he deserves Superstar of the Year. No other man could do it. I know he's not there all the time, which I don't care. I addressed it in my Wrestle Talk a few weeks ago as him being champion. But Lesnar, I mean, he's the ultimate heel after ending the streak. So, yeah, guys, that's my awards. And, guys, comment in the comment section, name your awards for 2014 and give you my thoughts on my awards. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video, and I will do Wrestle Talk Sunday. So until then, guys, I am signing off. Peace.